Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again. Coming to you live from the Accu-Stats Arena here at Caesars Southern Indiana. It's the 2025 Derby City Classic and All-Around Billiards Championship. Thank you for all being here in attendance tonight, once again tuning in. As always, this event would not be possible if it was not for Diamond Billiards Product putting this event together themselves, along with the support of Aramis Balls, Simonis Cloth, and others, as well as ACCUSTATS, the Accu-Rack by Outsville, Master Chalk, and Digital Pool. Well, of course, once again, Bad Boys Productions has been managing 475 players with the cap this year, so things are moving along on schedule, and we have a 10th day with the finals coming up on Sunday, where all champions will be crowned on that Sunday, Championship Sunday. So we're looking forward to that, but let's get to tonight's match without any further ado. First up, coming to us from Memphis, Indiana. We all know he was the 2023 Derby City Classic 9-ball champion, the 2023 Derby City Classic Banks champion, and all-around champion. He's the reigning Derby City Classic one-pocket champion looking to defend his title here, sponsored by Triple 60, Sinju, Jam Up Apparel, and Classic Billiards. It's the Ghost, Fedor Gorst. And his opponent, coming to us from Toronto, Canada. No stranger, we all know who he is, smallest guy with the biggest personality, a two-time Derby City one-pocket champion, looking for another championship under his belt, amongst other banners that are hanging here, including a 9-ball championship and a Derby City Banks championship. Also, a recent inductee into the BCA Billiards Hall of Fame. It's none other than the one sponsored by his own brand, Pagulayan brand. Be sure to check out his clothing line and all other products. It's the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. Gentlemen, they approach the lag for first break. Our official timekeeper will be Hugh Kringle this match, and I'm going to send it up to the commentary box to Mark Wilson and Scott Frost. Take it away, gentlemen.
We are coming to you from high atop the ACCUSTATS Arena here at the 26th Annual Derby City Classic. My name is Mark Wilson, and tonight we have world-class player Scott Frost with us for another bit of pool history. Fedor Gorst has the inside track for the master of the table and the $20,000 prize that comes with that, but that path includes a big challenge now. What are your pre-match thoughts, Scott?
David versus Goliath, Pagulayan the one with the cue ball on a string. I do think this table favors Fedor a little more forgiving pockets, newer cloth. This is his style. This is what he likes. I think it's an interesting match and a really high-level match. Both these guys are playing, well, at the top of their game, I think. And Alex, his cue ball just so good. We're going to learn something from him, I'm sure, here.
Yeah, this is a toss-up. We've seen both these players play on the TV table, so they're familiar. They've both been on here already today. Gorst has won the lag. That's a pretty big deal in the one-pocket race to 3.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's huge. You'd probably have to make him a 60% favorite right out of the gate, winning the lag.
Look where he pushes the cue ball, way out there to try to take away the scratch.
Yeah, exactly. Takes away the scratch and the kiss, and look at the 8. That is trouble for Pagulayan already, Mark. One thing I did notice when he breaks from there is that 15 ball is almost close to on with the carom to the 4 every single time, but this time, nowhere near it. I was misled by the angle.
It might not be there now, but that's a shot that you made in your last match when we broadcast it, right?
Yeah, and in his first break, it was almost there as well. So I don't know what the coincidence is with that or why it's happening. Okay, he's doing something with the 11. Is he trying to make the 8 and just stick on the 2, or is he going to go? Oh, boy.
I think he was trying to stick on the 2.
Cue ball's great. Can you just shoot the 7 away and stick, Mark? Right there on the 5 and 10?
So I think that's, well, what you don't want to do is give a one-rail lag to bump in the 8. That doesn't gain you much.
Yeah, how can he get away from leaving that, though?
Maybe he can shoot the 6 hard enough that it gets out in front where there's some clutter in front of the 8 and then get the cue ball clear down table. But, yeah, maybe not, too. So
he must think this 6 is doing something off of
the 14. I think he's just getting the cue ball down table. Yeah, and he wants to get it. Oh, he was able to pinch it. Okay, well, much better.
Yeah, not only that, to your point, he blocked the 8 with the 6 as well, so the long rail kick is no longer.
That was a really heady play here.
Do you try to take advantage of the 1 up there? I just feel like the 8 is such a big ball, you don't want to leave him anywhere up top.
I don't know if we can grab the overhead real quick. This is the shot that I like from here. Not that I matter, but you play the 3-rail kick with pace, and you just try to get it. Even if you hit the 6 over here, you hit the rail here, or you can play it clean. You got some ways because you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, the waist table lengthens out. I like the shot. The 2 might just be in the way of that, though. It's a little scary.
Right. You want to come in short for sure because the 6 helps you if you come in short.
He might be trying to smash this to the 8 and come around and use the 1, which I was looking at.
Even better. Oh, don't scratch him. Don't scratch him.
This is going to be perfect.
Great. Man, world class. And got the 13 over there by his pocket. He did a lot with that shot.
Yes, he did. Jeez.
Yeah. Fedor's down there looking at it like, oh, man, look what this guy did to me here.
Well, he was aware of the 1 and 6, right? And he knew if he could get it up table and disturb the 8.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty classy. Pretty classy. The problem here, Mark, I think, is that if he just tries to chip the 13 over, I think it's in that awkward line where the kiss could be on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He might just kick this down table off the end rail.
Yeah, that's a possibility. You could be concerned about the window on the 6, but I mean, if the kiss is on, then yes.
And the 3 could clatter into the 14 down the way too. You have to be mindful about that.
I mean, I think there's actually a benefit if he could move this 13 with a right ball and go towards that stripe nearest the 3, it might send everything his direction if he can avoid the kiss.
I see. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Oh, that's how thin he had to hit it.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, almost like your kick shot if he could have protected the 6. I don't know. I understand why he did what he did.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to second-guess the defending champion, the one-pocket event.
No, we're not second-guessing anybody, but we're going to talk about the shots. That's for sure. That's what we do. Well, it's a big ball if you can see the 14, which I think he can, but he's most likely shooting something different.
Alex Oliver to the tournament, please.
You can also take you behind the 6 and trickle behind the 14.
Right.
He's got options.
He's got the touch. We saw him play some super soft speed, 2-rail kicks that just barely get to the rail by design.
This must be close. It is close.
Oh, what a shot. Yeah.
And look at the cue ball. Wow.
Yeah, we knew Pagulayan was going to be a force for Gorst to deal with, that's for sure.
Yeah, he played a 3-ball combo from nowhere and protected the cue ball.
Earlier today, we called a Bustamante and Pagulayan one-pocket set, and Bustamante won 3-0, but it was a much closer 3-0 than that score sounds like.
Yeah, and you just got another look at that combination. It wasn't straightforward.
Is that 14 up too high to bet the game on? You know, sometimes these guys think that, maybe I'll never get another turn like this.
I think it's a good point. I mean, the 1 and 6 are obviously helping Alex if he can just draw above them. But then what does he have? He's doubled up on the 3 and 15 if he goes above the 1.
Yeah.
So it's either you commit to this and play position or you don't. Yeah, he's committed.
Oh, I can't believe that didn't drop. Oh, he hit it so good.
Yeah, he really did. I'm shocked as well.
And that's the thing, when you have those shots, and let's say I think he's at least 80% to make it. are you going to get a better turn to beat
Right.
Gorst or not? I mean,
Right.
you're going to have to go at some point for something. You don't get to just play careful.
Agreed. You have to be aggressive at the right time, and that was definitely it. Just didn't fall. You don't want this guy, as we saw his last match on this table, you do not want this guy at the table with a shot. He will pick you apart most of the time.
Well, and the best way to keep him from having a shot is if you keep making shots.
Yeah. Now he can just track into the back of the one if he'd like. I don't even know if he's got to hit the one, actually. What's next, though? So if he could go into the one full and just stay a little thin on the 6 from the left long rail, where do you go from there? Do you come over to 15 or stay above for the
I
7?
kind of feel like he's going to go 6 to the 15 or 6 to the 7 at soft speed. He might not even go into the 1. No, he is.
Yeah, that's exactly where he wanted it.
And he held a hint of an angle so he can come around for the 7 now.
Yeah, that's kind of, do you just draw out to the center and make sure you get a look at the 7, or do you spin around? I think he's got to spin around. It's hard to tell. See what he's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, if he's measuring it from up there, he's planning on drawing.
I think it's the safest route so you don't crash into the 15.
Mm-hmm. He pockets so cleanly, though. His position routes, he can get in tighter spots than most people do just because he hits that pocket so pure.
He's going low ball. I think it's the smartest route.
Got just a little too much low.
Yeah, and maybe a little full on the 6, right? Didn't quite cut it enough?
Yeah, exactly, because it didn't let it track over our way as much. He's still comfortable to shoot this.
Well, I don't think he's got a choice, bud.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, he's got his back against the wall now. But if you had to have him shoot a tough shot to win the game, who else would you want there but Gorst?
Yeah, I agree. Looks like it's so thin he might catch a piece of the 10, but I'm looking at the overhead, but on the actual monitor that we're live on, it looks like he's going to miss the 10.
Sometimes when you're cutting it this thin, you can hit the 10 hard enough that it gets the 5 out in front of the 7, and you can double kiss out of the damn thing,
Yeah.
But there's a pretty big gap there, so I think he's going to be okay that way.
He's caught it perfect. I thought he hit it fat.
And look at that, the 5 ball tracked right on over there, nice.
Yeah.
Playing for 3. The new cloth and the distance of the match being a race to 3, these are up-tempo, fast-paced matches. I mean, it's not, you don't really get a look at who is the absolute best player for sure.
No, that's a great point. I agree.
But it's very entertaining for everybody, to include the commentators.
Yeah, the speed's good here. Didn't want to rest on the rail, but the line that he was taking kind of suggested that's where he was going to have to finish anyway.
Well, if he feels iffy at all about this, he could just play the 15 and knock the 14 in.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
Because you have the 4 next if you connect, and if you don't, you're not much worse for wear. In fact, you might even have a huge threat with that 15. But this is cleaner if you feel real confident about this.
Yeah, he executes so well.
Just come across for the 3. Yep.
Very little effort. Playing for 1. Really taking his time here. He knows how important this ball is.
Yeah, these good players, they get that chin right on that line. They're really sighted in there. Then real straight back, real straight through. Just cashes it right on in there. Great shot. Can't fault Alex for playing the bank shot. It just didn't turn out. But
Yeah, it just held up. Like you said, can't believe it didn't fall. And that's the risk you take, and that's to your point, right? It's literally a coin flip from game to game at times when you're playing such a compact race.
ESPN years ago said that we had to have short matches, exciting, both players get to play, straight pulls out, 9 balls in, luck, lightning.
Let it rip.
Yep. And, you know, the only reason that we used to have to play long matches because we hardly ever got to play, and everybody's traveled a long ways. But if we could play every week, then you can make it in 9-ball race to 7, and guys can make a living. Like last year, things are getting better. Gorst made $510,000 on a tournament pool.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
And Filler was right there behind him at like $350,000. So much better than the old days.
Oh, is he entertaining the 14 cross corner just to get out of the jam?
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 does go, I believe, in his pocket as well if he could creep on over there. But, boy, it looks like with an inside ball you could be risking a kiss. I guess he's steep enough. Yeah, he must be. Big shot here. Could seal the deal if he gets this down. Oh, that's going to be high, Mark.
I don't know if it rolled upwards or not. It didn't really release as much as I thought from where it hit the rail at, but it could be me too.
Well, no, it looked like it came off awful sharp, that's for sure. It's nice to see this young man at the table. I don't know. In pool terms, if he's such a young man, a true veteran.
46 years old, Alex Pagulayan is. Gorst is 24.
All the way around for the 11 here.
Nice.
Or the 13, excuse me.
Now he's looking at that 15-4, right? Let's see if he couldn't get something from that.
Yeah, and maybe draw back for the 14 if he gets the right line on the 15-4.
And if he gets low, he might go right into the stack and just bet the game when he makes that combo.
Wants to get off the rail.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Yeah, that's almost the worst place he could end up. Yeah, and I don't even know that he can bet the game on that combo from here. Just from here, right? Another rotation down and a couple of rotations off the rail, he can really get into it.
He wants to play it in the worst way, but I think he's going to end up cutting the 14.
Yeah, and the reason Mark says he wants to play it in the worst way is because if you let Gorst to the table and let him sniff something out, you can lose that quickly. That's the problem. That's a great hand.
There's no other pool player that owns a maximum at 6x12 snooker than Alex Pagulayan. That is something else. I mentioned it to him the other day. He said, "Oh yeah, Paul Thornley. Paul Thornley's got some maximums." Yeah, Paul Thornley's a snooker player.
Is it Paul Thornley?
No, Paul Thornley.
I don't know him. Yeah.
Okay, he's an older guy. Yeah,
okay.
You're too young. But anyway, he did play some pool, but he came from the snooker. But Alex is actually a pool player.
Sure.
Played snooker. You know, it's two different things.
Yeah, he tried out for the World Snooker Tour, and I think he was real close, and it's so difficult to make the World Snooker Tour.
No, he made it. He as an alternate. He was an alternate for a while. Yeah,
right.
So, but that's fiercely competitive.
Sure
These kids are bred for this. They started, birth getting ready for it. 11 ball? No. Take care of cue ball, open something on your side.
Yeah, really containing, though, and I like it. Moving 3 and 7 over and keeps Fedor completely off the shot. That's what you have to do. Something simple here.
Just to the end rail and back into the stack.
It's Okay, laying him over here on the long rail on the right side. Yeah, that's okay. Leaving him parallel with the stack like that is also pretty powerful because you kind of got nowhere to go down. If you go down table, meaning to the bottom end of the table, you almost have to dig into it because you've got to avoid the scratch in the corner. And then you've got to avoid some type of return. So leaving him parallel with the 15 and 4 is really a little more damning than it looks.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Keeps the heat on, and when you're parallel like this, it's hard to keep him off of one of those balls over there.
Exactly. Yeah, because now Alex has got the ability to chip or do anything unless Fedor can really get him up in like behind the 11 and 8 or the 8 and 1.
Jeremy Seaman to the front desk, please. Jeremy Seaman to the front desk.
And that's his concern, right? He might just have to take his medicine and well, he's trying to get him behind those balls.
Man, good job. Good job. Whew.
Yeah, very aware.
That was a big-time shot right there, to thin it like that and then get the cue ball to hold that line to get into the 1 and the 8.
And that's exactly what Fedor wants. He wants to force Alex to do something up table, and that's not going to happen yet. He can chip the 1 and come back over to where he was.
Right.
Just wants to avoid leaving some type of cross corner. And that's why he hit it so thin. Didn't want to poke that 4 out. I don't know, Mark. Can he? I don't think he's cut off from the 7. So once again, this isn't a lot of fun. Is he kicking?
I think just a light kick and take a foul almost.
To the 1?
Oh, man, what a shot that was.
Yeah, really good.
He got a lot done with that. Now he's got a ball on his side. He didn't have to take a foul to get it.
And a very powerful ball at that. Now he gets Alex thinking, like a little bit of panic in the mind once that ball's over there. It's definitely something he can't ignore.
This would be helpful, though. Open up the 11 on his side. Because that will free up a few other balls, too.
Yeah, it'll free up the 8 and the 12. Biting that he can get to them in the future. I think he did most of the job, which was keeping him off the 7. Well, it's hard to tell. It looks like he can get to the 7 from this line. Yeah, that's a big mistake, letting him see the 7 from that line. I couldn't quite tell. Yeah, now Fedor going to start to gain control with that little shot. He would have loved to have tied the 3 up with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got him covered now, but the 3, 7, 11, 12, and 8 aren't as powerful as they were with the 7 where it was prior. Boy, is he looking at the kick right now on the 1? Is it necessary? You've worked your way out of this jam.
Yeah.
You can't argue what he's thinking, right? He's one of the greatest. But you can debate it.
Man, this is, if you kick it to 1, it's so easy to have that cue ball slip down the chain of balls there. Get up,
right.
So you have to kick like you're going to take a foul then, which that's okay. But if you're going to do that, you might as well just rub the 4 and go up into the 10
I think
What is
he's
it, 8-10?
hitting this with speed, though. Yeah, this was a big error and a big opportunity for the Lion. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't look too good. He didn't make any contact with the one.
Just a little bit too forced. You didn't need that gamble there.
No, not with all the work he did getting out of the trouble he was in.
I like this decision to go to the balls on his side of the table. Let the 6, 9, 15 go, because if you get tangled up in here and only end up getting 2 balls, it's going to be a huge disappointment.
Yeah, 2 rails out.
Maybe just up to the 10.
Oof.
No, that's good. Because if he's just slithers by the 10, he's okay too. So
Yeah, I didn't think he had that much angle. Yeah, still go back to, in Fedor's defense, he plays one pocket, once a year, twice a year now? I mean, a couple of big tournaments a year, so.
he wins when he plays. you
Yeah.
know? Okay. Pagulayan. Oh, he missed that ball getting up on the 11.
I wonder if we can get another look at
Wow.
that. Did he just take his eye off the
He
ball?
was playing the cue ball and assumed the 8 ball. I can see he was split-minded
Yeah.
on that.
I didn't really see any body movement. He just completely took
missed
his
it.
eye off the
Just
ball.
missed it. Yeah.
That's really going to sting if.
No, there's 3, 6. Oh, boy, yeah. He's going to get a whole pile of balls here. It is one thing with Gorst. He really rigidly adheres to his pre-shot routine, gets that chin right on the line, eyes. You watch his eyebrows. He's got heavy, dark eyebrows, and you see him go back and forth. He's locked in.
Well, the 9 does play as well, I think. That makes a difference, but he's good on the 6 if not. Yeah, Gorst will actually chalk his chin up with powder.
I know.
Because of
He
the
wears
friction.
a glove and powders his chin. I've never
Yeah.
seen that before, and I told Chris Renfro the other day, you should start making chin gloves.
Yeah, no kidding. Two rails out. He wants to carry an angle on the 9, excuse me. He wants to be where he can just float up behind these balls. Is he looking to come in with a little speed towards the 11 off the second rail? I don't know if that's necessary because he can get 3 more for sure. Sign language. Yeah, he's a little flatter than he wanted to be. I think he wanted a natural line to the 11, 2 rails. This now will make you force the cue ball if that's what he wants to do going into the 11 with any power. I just don't know how hard he wants to hit this. Look at this. He's got to look at the 7, I believe, passes the 10. That's a little fortunate. But fortune does favor the brave. Now I'm going to just try and hold right by the 3 with the Q-tip.
Yeah, he's trying to extract maximum pain on that missed 8 ball. So, that fortune favors the brave. That was a Latin phrase. We had to translate all that. Fortuna et favit.
Fortuna et favit.
Yep, that's Latin for fortune favors the brave.
I like it.
Yeah, 3 years of Latin as my pre-law preparation for college. So, but that was the only class I really ever learned anything in. I swear the teachers of Latin had to be former German Stalag commandants or something. They're always mean. Had the smart girls crying every day. Great shot there. Filters right in on the 10.
Yeah, he had to come all the way around the table. He's within 2 feet of the 10. Pretty fascinating speed.
Get on the 12, nice. That's what he's measuring. And if he gets where he's got his tip now, then he can get up on the 11.
Yeah, Alex will be lucky to get back to the table, in my opinion. Gorst, well, he only needs 4.
Didn't overhit it, so smooth. Just trickles right in the position right where he had his tip.
He'd like to move the 3 out just a bit, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Guarantee yourself a shot on the 11.
Right. Get 2, and then you're on 7. Then try to figure out the rest of it from there. Get the 7 for sure. See how he spends his time on that line right there visually? And that's work right there.
Yeah, it is work.
It's purposeful gaze, not glance down that line. Triple checking.
Triple 60.
Yeah, triple 60. That's his company, right?
Yes, sir. He doesn't want to be on top of the 3. He's okay there versus on top of the 3. He's not thrilled with it. Now he's got the heat on him, Mark, because he's got to come with a shot if he wants to take the chance. But really, what value is there? Can you get on the 5? That's what he's wondering.
Yeah. And if you have to power up, this makes the shot more missable.
Well, I don't think he's going to play safe. Buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, these guys like to keep matters in their own hands rather than wait for the other guy to make another mistake. So
Wouldn't be the end of the world if he just cut the 11 and made his 8.
But you'd have to, hit it so thin that you couldn't make the 11 and the 8. That's the problem.
I feel like it. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm looking at a different line here. I got to start looking at 1 camera versus 4. So is this natural to the 5, or does he have to check it just a tick? I think he's got to check it a little.
Well, I don't. Oh, you're saying that
He's
coming
looking
around? No,
yeah,
he's coming.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Grab the overhead. Here's the route. Here.
Right.
Out like this.
Tip it inside, maybe. Oh, look at this
Gotta
hit.
giddy up.
Look at this hit.
Oh man.
Look at
Wow.
this.
What a shot. What a position.
Absolutely perfect.
Locked in. Man, crafted a beautiful out there.
Pagulayan never got back to the table off of the taken for granted miss.
Just live it every day of your whole life, and you can look like that yourself.
He is a dangerous man. You do not want to let him shoot at anything. He will figure it out.
If you don't play like that, you're probably not going to beat Pagulayan. You're going to have to make all those shots to beat Pagulayan, because Pagulayan is just as dangerous and can do all those things himself.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of uncharacteristic. The 8 was definitely something he just took his eye off of, because he was definitely in the driver's seat.
Well, both of us took our eye off the 8.
Yeah, right. We were not expecting him to ever miss that ball.
I was looking at the cue ball, and then I looked down, the 8's still there.
For sure.
We were all guilty.
Well, I don't want to pull up this stat, but SVB beat me 3-0. Boosty beat Pagulayan 3-0 on this table. And now Gorst beats me 3-0 on this table. You know where I'm going. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I'm done. I quit.
I think we can extrapolate the rest of it.
All right.
Dumb as I am. well off the long rail there.
There it is. There's the 10. This is the shot he left me. It's an outside ball. You go directly into the 4. It's really with a tip of outside or right English as Alex is standing. He's looking at it now. He knows this shot. I made it on Fedor. Went through all the balls and didn't get a shot. But typically you'll get a shot from it with a high ball and a tip of right. Now, I don't know if the 10 is going a little high or not, but it's close. Listen, when you're down 2-0, you know, if
you're facing an adverse circumstance, too. That's another prompter when you think, oh, man, how am I going to get out of this safely?
Oh, I think you can spin that in. I think it's really close. And for some reason, when Fedor breaks the balls, I was looking at the same shot twice. So this is the way they're coming out at times. Most people not going to take the chance or see it. Alex, I'd be a little surprised if he doesn't consider it.
I think if that 10 ball was just a half an inch closer to the 4, then it's even more playable. It looks like it's out, like maybe there's 3 inches apart.
Yeah, he's really looking at it.
He may have to play it. And like Scott says, it might be a real go. This might really go in.
And I don't want to doubt him as long as he knows how to play it. You just need a little help, and that's the right English. He's playing it.
Huh. Oh.
Boy, can we get a replay of that? He played it differently. I think he tried to play the ball off a ball.
Yeah. Here's the replay, the Premier Billiards replay.
Oh, he tried to play it off the 6.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I wonder if he overlooked it. Or, obviously I don't expect him to overlook it, but maybe he did. Maybe he was too focused on the carom with the 10.
Gorst is trying to calculate this out. This is another one. How you hit that pocket determines whether you hit the 7 thin or you don't hit the 7.
Yeah, good point. You're so close to the 8, though. You can really kind of overcut this ball if you'd like.
Good control.
Yeah, and the way he's playing, I just have to feel like he should be out here, and that's kind of crazy to say, depending on how the 2 and 3 are laying, but you just get the feeling he's gone. Did he get the bonus? The 2-3 wired.
Yeah, he's checked it twice, so he definitely has a feeling for it.
Yeah, I believe so. And if not, I think the 11 passes the 5. They all go, pretty much. But if the 3 goes, yeah, very painful.
Must not just be dead in, because he's really examining it. Like, where do I want to be on this 2? I think it's makeable. I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying I don't think it's just dead in. Looks like it might be just a little whisker to the high side, meaning that if he pockets the 3 here, the 2 will track in the not a long ways, but towards the 1. If that's the case, then he'll just draw into the 14 here, and he'll have the 5 next.
Yeah, I think he'd like to anyway. If it's to your point, it must not be directly straightforward. I think you're right, Mark. I think the 2 is going to the 1.
And it's a funny distance apart where there could be throw or there could be cut.
The distance between the 2 and the 3
is close enough. Sometimes you get throw, and sometimes you get cut. So.
Well, it looks like he's aiming to the full side of the ball. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought that might happen there. The 2 would track over and draw into the 14.
Yeah, it was pretty wired, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he did that with great control.
The only thing else that's wired is his bank account, because he is going to be out here very shortly. 1 or come back over. Either way, he's playing for 3.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop above the 1 here and get on that long rail maybe. Or he can have either angle works.
Yeah, really good.
Cinch that angle, come across for the 11, which would be match ball.
It is torture sitting there in Pagulayan's seat because you just know the guy's not going to miss. You'd like to go run and hide anywhere you could. Credit to Gorst. He's made it look easy this match.
Missed that. Rattled the pocket and got real thin. That's one where if he hits it clean, he's another 8 inches over here anyway.
Absolutely. Just got to wonder if he really hit it that bad or if it turned over a little bit.
Oh, yeah. One or the other. Might have got a little cling. That does happen, about 1 shot in 100. Oftentimes you hear players say it's skidded. However, sometimes they make balls that they misaimed. And they
the skid will help them too, yeah.
They never say it's skidded
Right.
and help me. They always, the only reason he beat me, my ball skidded.
For the win.
Oh, yeah. God, he's playing so good. Pagulayan, it'd be easy to say, well, when Pagulayan missed the 8, that was a turning point. No, the turning point was when Gorst executed so well on every single shot. That's what the turning point was. Yeah, he's going to be a force. I thought Pagulayan might really give him a heck of a run there, but it didn't turn out. Well, good job, Scott.
I enjoyed it.
And that's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.